Here we go, counting down.
All right, everybody, welcome back on this fine Saturday of Memorial Weekend. My name is Kurt Roskopf. I'm out here all over the internet and worldwide in-person events every way I can get it. Ally, and the journey culminated into this productions of Ability Podcast Network. It's a story point from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, looking at, born into this world in 1971, being raised in the 70s and 80s, moving on to University of Wisconsin, took on electrical and computer engineering, and a campus of diversity out of business, and through other churches, having a unique experience, being aware of our culture, our customs, and looking at how are actually rigged in a great way against people with disabilities. So this about is advocacy, live streaming, and helping everybody around the world, 8 billion people, have the discussion we need to have. We need to be asking these questions. Why aren't there more presidents of companies that are presidents with disabilities? How much are we looking forward to having another president of the United States of America that be another president with a disability? How about leaders of other nations? How about chair of boards? More people with disabilities. As these things are said, it is a universal experience. Everybody on the planet, 8 billion people strong, would say, hey, Kurt, these things are going on. And absolutely, they are going on. It's about magnitude, the inequitable level to which we have let it stay and reach, like having a ceiling on our progress when we need some leap of progress. It's not about kind of sort of doing something. It's about considering doing something great and grand way, and from making managed goals that are measured, achievable, and something that is real to accomplish. So yeah, we are in favor of any type of incremental growth that we can get in this area, mitigating the gap between those of us that don't identify with a disability, and in considering those with a disability under the terms of people with disabilities. So this thing that 20 years ago, I didn't have as much of a grip on either, folks. And in this transcension, in this transformational process that I've been able to experience across the last decade, I'm out here to share it in a way that that is instigating, drawing in attention and consideration. We have been enjoying a lot of tremendous responses to these questions. Just yesterday, May 24th, 2024, our producer, co-creator, partner of productions, co-host here, Sue, she was featured yesterday. Discussion that the folks who make it possible for us to do the daily huddle, they framed it as a global. We're going to be talking to Sue in reflection yesterday. We're going to be providing you all the rest of the daily huddle and all of the and instructions for what it is to catch up to what we're doing with that part of our project that we have kind of to be the ability huddle. So the ability huddle is something consent to our work with the daily, but we once in a while play with that terminology. And then if we do right, we'd give credit back to the Daily Huddle, refer people back to which is available Mondays through Fridays. Check it out. They have a tremendous YouTube channel and a tremendous Facebook page. These are the things we're enjoying, folks. DJ Horton, who does bring up the aging topic, we know that half of our across the land of the USA, the bureaucracy is set up to culminate to aging and disabilities. It just makes sense that there were, hey, would you benefit from disabilities as well? Because it's a flip of the coin, folks, heads or tails, it's that possibility. And in the realm of disabilities and in the global population, out of 4 people, where you might have already heard me, or if you're new to my work, you can know people with disabilities as the masters of ability, showing the way partnership. And she does a great show calling it the Aspie Bridge Show. And this is about women like Holly, who are women with late diagnosis Asperger's, and a great program that bearers. So we're talking to Emily today to see, Plumley, what is Emily's relation to that. Emily M. Gollmer is a torchbearer. We're going to find out. We're going to dig in deep, and this is going to be a production ever before. People are in anticipation of Memorial Day. And why is so when we say expensive, you're thinking monetary. We're talking about life. We're talking about loss of life, paying the sacrifice. Our veterans, our fallen soldiers who died for opening up the possibility for our nation. Memorial Day coming up here in days here in the USA. It's to really come together. In solemnity and solitude and solidarity to really get a grasp around, because making this all, what is it for? It's a chance to look at war, disagreement, and what happens in opportunity to really of top leaders in the world. My assessment in the business and in human culture is that there's really only 100 people. You can nail it down to, if you really want to convince me, a person who really could drive the rise of war and who these people are, you can only convince me to have 100 people. So isn't that amazing that one could drive the element of many people being killed? And this whole aspect of veterans. Sue and I work hard with Project iHeart, and Emily supports the work as an ally to the work of helping the work of lives of veterans, kind of interceding element of suicide ideation, and look at that element of PT because of what women's put certain men and women in the throes of. Sue and I served as EMTs for 10 years. And there's a little culture there that there's a little different humor. Practice of humor is a little different when you are in pre-hospital care and in the practice of fire services. And when you look at when folks in the USA dial 911 and they get a response, and that very well could be, someone like Sue and I, the capacity we have had, where you hop in an ambulance and they're crying for help, and you're the one You show up on the scene and you say, "Hi, I'm Kurt Roskopf. I'm an ENT. I'm here to help you. What seems to be the problem?" And then you document and you move forward. Adaption and a lot of ways to logistically maneuver in a way that is as safe as possible, protecting their bones, organs, and everything that you're doing to give them the best possible outcome upon delivery to the emergency room. Now, as chaotic as that could be out in our marketplaces all across the land, it doesn't even, get us have to endure. We are working with a veteran U.S. Army medic, Brian Gibson, with Project Diehard, and to think about what he has seen in his life. And he has lost a lot of his, he has lost some of those from his squad, from his Project Diehard team with the Army. Lost their life to the demon. That is suicide ideation. I served as a board member out of Madison, Wisconsin, with the Madison Spinal Cord Injury chapter under United Spinal. And as I learned as a leader, we were all overseeing as board members one of the great programs United Spinal. And when you become a peer, a peer, or that peer support, they teach you that they do it right in the face. So here in this realm of disability advocacy, having a spotlight, practicing this muscle to consider pursuing disabilities, there are many. That's why we do this every week for 3 years and 3/4. Ability show. Sue also for our Wednesday program, West Radio, Ability MK, going for 8 years. So this is one we're going to take to the finish line. In our trails, Sue and I met a lady by the name of Ann O'Brien Satterfield. And I remember like yesterday being on the call with her and the field of collaboration with that world leader in adaptive water skiing and her. She understood serious I was for me to be water skiing for life. And she shared with me, and sure, that's the way, not because she owed it to me, it just she was sharing that exist life, that she was going to take this devotion of adaptive water skiing to her, and sure, right to her dying breath, gave to Ann's Angels of Florida. That we're going to do this for the rest of our lives, and there's still be a lot to be done. So this is an all hands on deck initiative, and even within our team here, Sue Roskopf, Emily Gollmer, and me, Kurt Roskopf, we are going to give you the best we can give you, and we do have a friend or two that are saying that they might join us later on. It's a great chance between the three of us, trio, Sue, Emily, now here in front of you, Emily's name over and over again, because she's on this podcast right now. It's podcast and scheduling part of this Your World of Ability show. And she right now has her camera. She's told me yes, are due to Asperger's. We're going to learn more about this. You deal with your identity of figuring out that you unmute and can you join the conversation. Emily Gollmer, let's do this. Let's team up. Are you able to come on? Here we go, Emily. Let's feel the charge. Are you with us? Are you part of this team? Are you full of passion? You have fire in your belly. Emily Gollmer, let's do it. Let's hear from you. Let's get into the heart of Emily. What do you got for us?
Thank you, Kurt. So welcome everybody to another episode of Livability. And as Kurt was saying, yes, I do have Asperger's. So was diagnosed in my late 20s, mid to late 20s. And so yeah. Which I was already for the time that sort of more obvious, or like I got the diagnosis.
Asperger's being a positive relief. Help us understand.
I think I know outside. I think growing up, I always sort of knew if like something was different, and I wasn't really sure what. And I kind of more or less did well, or it wasn't maybe as some things I guess maybe they weren't made as obvious. Growing up until due to like part of like the kind of the structure and whatever. until like after high school, and I guess it became a little more obvious, or got things a little harder. Once like college and stuff started, where there's, if the whole college and whatever, there's I think he referred me to somebody in Wausau. I got tested by somebody, and ended up having a conversation with my parents and the person who did the whole testing and so on, and got the report, and it was I guess a little bit of a relief. There were these I was having this or to this, and so it helped to kind of that instead of not knowing. Good not knowing that I had something that I could maybe contribute to what were the difficulties that I was having. That was a big thing. Just then be able to, if anybody asked to bring it up, then I could have something to contribute it to, and in part sort of answered your question.
Sue, you and I can think of our 50 about what the last three quarter years have been with Emily, and it has been something that has really stretched us in about 100 different ways. Right, so so Sue, come on in here. Let this have an insight to who is Sue Roskopf, and we're hearing, and kind of set the stage, Sue, for is all happening, where Emily has come in to be a part of many different, like to coordinate Emily's participation.
Give me a starting point. Which piece do you want me to talk about?
Well, we're here at the World of Ability. We've been doing World of Ability for 3, and it kind of came into our life right in that midst. I know Brian Satterfield, Anne Marie Bliven. You know, Anne Marie Bliven was right in the midst of the inspiration why we have the World of Show and what we're doing. Marcus, and she came in to meet Marcus, and then the executive assistant. Who is this Emily, the executive assistant? It took a few months for us to realize, who the behind Maria Bliven's work. What is that like for you? And in the scope, when I was working with some of the others in World of Ability, so you were not as much involved as you are today. So you really were kind of on the fringes, and you kind of had a slow a slow onboarding into understanding who Emily and Gollmer. So we'll start with the podcast, and then kind of share a little bit. Like, we started H&P Wisconsin, didn't we? And kind of how did it all come together to be this so pervasive thing that Emily now is involved in about 20 different things with us.
For me personally, it was a slow process because this was like with agent things that, because you had originally met Anna Marie Bliven. I'm actually trying to think when you
go to the March event. Yet shut down. We weren't like at that time. This was like right before. Like, we did that event at the Capitol, and then it was like a week later. It was like safer at home. So we did this event, and I'm standing there. His name's Rob. Or he took the nickname Fighting Bob for his candidacy as lieutenant governor. And he happened to approach me to find out what was going on with Disability Advocacy Day there at the Capitol. And when I tell him everything going on and telling him like what we do, again, this was podcast, but we're doing the radio show. When I told him about Ability MK Now, he's like, I think I live it. So through that introduction, Emily then comes tales of Emily's involved with 20 different things.
It does. And actually, Emily, was your connecting it all come about?
I think it was March 2020. Like, I met Anna Maria like at the same time. Like, I just met her like a month, like February of 2020. through through DVR. I was working with through DVR. So I was wanting like a what do you want to call it? The person I was working with brought up Anna Maria, and I asked about me doing the kind of like internship, whatever, with her. So it's kind of started. It was kind of through that, and then it just kind of after the few months or however long it was going to be.
Okay, well, and actually, I should back that up. So DVR, I'm going to know what is DVR?
It is the Department of Vocational through the state.
And what is it?
It's like helping people find work and work part of side of things, or part of it anyway.
And who do they help? What is it that they would go to them? Is that exclusive kind of thing? Is that it's open to absolutely everybody? Or how is it that a person would, or who would want to go and take advantage of their services?
Definitely. Well, I should know this, and I'm kind of blanking on it a little bit, but I think part of it is if you qualify as having a disability, then they kind of help with that. Qualify as if it's a disability or some other thing along those lines. Then you're able to work with them on helping find employment or other things. Main thing being employment, I think, but there are other things kind of connected with that.
So somehow in the midst of it all, then you had somebody at DVR that find some employment connection, and somehow in the midst of all that also was familiar with what Anna Marie Boone was doing and connected the two of you. Am I following that? I believe that's how.
The like the job developer or whatever her thing was of Anna Maria, and but with that.
Okay, so jumping forward then, so that working with her, and in the midst of all this, then I know Kurt was introduced, and then things. From your point of view, what all happened there? How did what happened as we move forward? And I know there's a pretty long story between that point in time to where we are now, but tell her about how that timeline.
I'm trying to think if I went. Yeah, so and about Kurt being on a show and whatever. And so I was just kind of, I don't know. So I got into I don't know, being on with her, doing that kind of like, I think we initially started like,
Really?
I don't, Carrie, you might have to correct me. I don't know if it was necessarily hers. I know she was part of the group along with Kurt and Derush and Marcus. I'm not sure if there was anybody else that group of them that kind of came up with the whole idea of having the show. And I don't know if it was Kurt. I don't know if it was whose idea was really it was for how it ended up being. Or is that like Kurt? I don't really remember Anna Maria really being like a real host or anything on it. I think she was on the whole committee that came up in. Her planning of it and so on.
Right. So let's see here. I know early conversation there was some talk about like Asperger's in particular. Could you just share a little bit what exactly is it? There's people that might be listening have no idea what that is, what that means. Can you share a little bit more detail towards that?
Asperger's is kind of on the autism spectrum. It's a lot of it is kind of the whole kind of like social social side of things, like the social communication. Um, like the uh, uh, kind of interaction, that kind of thing. Um, um,
Well, actually, you got me thinking here. What would you had
uh, uh,
a lot of stuff here, but you know, of Happy Neighborhood Project, and podcasting, all that. But outside of all this, I mean, you're saying that can be something that is that can be. I actually don't know what your thing would be. If that is a thing, maybe it's not.
I would have to think of her as something, you know, but yeah, but that, yeah, it's sort of the tendency.
Have you been a good Emily? Like, you talk to Minnie, you say, "Have you good puppy?"
Kurt?
And she's been a distraction down there. I know she's right now, so the poor dog is pulling on Kurt in all sorts of directions. To chew on, I thought she would be all set with that. It's not working. So
she's happy supervising Alana on the tractor, so it's working out. So, but Emily, it seems like you were going heavy haze with the world of pets, and if you look at your profile, it seems like you hang on to your time with animals.
Yeah. Pets. I've had.
Maybe that's why you hang around Sue and me. We're kind of like animals.
Jeez, Kurt. I don't know if that's, yeah, I don't know if that's the view of that, but
Let's open up the can of worms. Let's make that the next question to you, Emily. Why in the world of abilities do you hang out with Roskopf? Why do you hang with us? Why? Like, why don't you hang around with other people?
put me on the spot here, Kurt.
Yeah, you're in the. Come on, explain to the world, why do you hang with Kurt and Sue Roskopf? Why is this thing of 3 3/4 years still going?
It's probably a combination of quite a few things, but I think the I think the biggest thing, idea of the whole disability advocacy part of it, and there's kind of the whole that and the, you know, and fun in it and that kind of thing. So
I put in my introduction about you helped Suzanne Plumley with the SB Bridge show, which by Suzanne's program, she was somebody like you, and she has in her heart, you, Emily, to be a torchbearer, to be like through the light of your audience, what you're dealing with as a woman with label, folks like Sue and me could better do things like the ability and all the 20 different things we do. You know, give us a little bit of a dive into what you see she does. Has she inspired you to be a torchbearer?
well, I mean, I have helped her with the recording of her Asbury Bridge show every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Central. So if anybody is being on the show, let us know. You can figure something out about that. I guess I mean, the few people that she has had on the her show so far been interesting, and somebody else that is this whole disability thing as well. Of the what I've been doing for the last 5 years, well, no, or will be 6 with the Autism Society. South Central Wisconsin. I think that's kind of sort of connected in with this and having INTEGRAL Conference and for the last 5 years, or will be 6. And then just the whole conspiracy of knowing Asperger's for moving here to Asperger's or autism, or at least wasn't aware. If I wasn't aware of it. It's been a experience joined us.
Yeah, Sam and working with Suzanne Plumley with the Asbury Bridge show, which is about women with late diagnosis Asperger's, and inspires women with late diagnosis Asperger's like Emily to be a torchbearer. First time ever, Santa, we've heard Emily say right now that yes, Suzanne has inspired Emily to be a torchbearer. So
isn't that wonderful? And isn't that what we all strive to do? We all want to inspire someone for some reason. And it doesn't have to be the top 10 reasons. It can be the bottom 90 reasons that we inspire someone.
You've come out with, like, are you, and you've talked about on about helping spread smiles around the world, that, that's what the world. And, so you're pro from the three of us, right?
And you three are great cheerleaders, and I truly appreciate all the extra effort that you do and all the things that you do, not only Smile Camp, more positive people in this world. And my saying, Sue and Emily, if you didn't hear me say it this week, we're tired of dealing with the negative nannies.
With you 100%.
And they can come in all forms, shapes, and sizes. and with all kinds of attitudinous as well. So, you know, if we can talk nicely to some of these people, maybe we can transform them into being normal human beings again with a smile on their face, and that would be a win-win situation for all parties.
Yeah, and we know you have Buddy, who talks about the cotton-headed ninny muggins. So he talks about the ninny, right?
It's got to be a Wisconsin thing, so it really does.
No, that's a pretty popular movie. So, Emily, what is it like to be able to bring care together and just be a part of what do you think of all this stuff?
I think it's good. Yeah, it's very fun to bring Santa or not just Santa. I mean, and then the other, just with how both of them are. They're whole pretty much.
Emily, it was very amazing to be with a man that, for some reason, threw him to the actual dirt and crawling around in the dirt, come and risen, never quit. There, you know, there is the ultimate of a person that says, "I'm never quitting." He was so down, so low. There was no getting up. He said he was in the hospital for, I believe it was 144 days. If that doesn't kick a person in the head and say, why am I continuing to trying to succeed? Why am I trying to keep moving forward? There is the ultimate person that says, never quit. I am not giving up. I will succeed. I will be positive. I will be happy. And kicking, and you know, a lot of people cannot get over for whatever reasons in whatever they want to provide, because 99 excuses. They need to have the joy. It all takes one step. And how many people are scared to make that one step?
And so Debbie, welcome on here. You've had quite a stretch of time with Services Incorporated. You're making available to all of us Legal Shield and ID. You've been with it a long time. So Debbie, do you have reflections back about, you know, when you began with Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated, and it probably wasn't all roses at the gate, was it? You had to endure some instances where maybe your commitment, you maybe persevered some things along the way that you're here today doing the same thing. What does that look like, Debbie?
Right. Well, when we started, actually, I didn't even have a voice. So that was pretty challenging to actually work in. One of the networking with, she would interpret my 30-second or 1-minute intro. So anybody could actually hear me. I got to presenter of the day. So, and we were at some restaurant, and everybody was at tables, and so at each table and whisper my intro to each one. It was pretty interesting. You know, but you do what you got to do. I needed those people to know because I didn't grow up knowing or assuming that I would need an attorney for anything. You know, I mean, I was hoping I'd never. And then, of course, happens, and all kinds of things. And since that, I realized that was really not a bright idea. Actually, as I think back, there's a lot of times when I thought, an attorney for that. But I grew up in a time and in the country where a handshake was still a great way to do a, and you know how today does a handshake kind of thing. But so having that is also not just somebody that's way up still that you don't ever want to talk with, has been me that our attorneys actually got into, probably most attorneys got enough money to be amount of saying that you had an attorney for that amount price. Of course, now with our app on our phone, our guys are pretty easy to get a hold of. We even have an emergency on our app, so that in an emergency, you can call them and be talking to them in probably less than 5 minutes. So it's pretty awesome. Is that one actually? He was in an accident, a hit and run accident, on his way to the medical, actually in the evening, and he was talking to the attorney before the police on scene, so the attorney could get it, and know how to respond to questions from the officer. And at fault, but you know, you still have to be prepared and mindful of what you're saying. So,
There you go. Thank you, Debbie. Wow, good sharing.
And
Sounds
isn't that if I may interrupt for a moment, that is a very powerful statement on the way society has sure changed. Because 10, 15, 20 years ago, you weren't scared to talk to the police. You weren't scared to make a statement. You weren't scared to, you know, get up and walk around because someone else was at fault, because you could see that they
drinks, and I had a 0.08, you know, and I was only 6 to go, plus miles to return home, and I didn't even make it. You know, and I collided with somebody who is a, you know, who serves as a surgical technician. Day of helping the surgeries, returning home, and then colliding with me. And so I had service and the like, and legal with an attorney, and you know, working with a guy red-handed. They caught you with the smoking gun. So I pled no contest, you know, and I had to get through that. And actually, the lady that I collided with is actually only 2 blocks away from us right now as we're talking. So these things happen, and they are legal matters, and it is something that has to be sorted out, you know, and that was criminal, you know. So with having my license revoked and stuff like that, which is interesting. Now having a daughter who just 2 days ago got her learner. So there you go.
So Sue's teaching her right.
Right. I'm wearing the crash helmet.
He's way better at it than I am. I stress her.
Oh,
He has the calm voice. You know, he's actually really good at it.
Barbara Weinstein on here. I want to check in with Barbara to see if she's available to troll us today. Barbara, are you out there? Because we always enjoy the color commentaries of Barbara Weinstein, you know, imbibing in life. We're talking about spreading smiles and protecting ourselves, our loved ones, and you know, joy of life that way. And we're talking with Emily about that she's done to, you know, learn with her diagnosis and so forth. But Barbara, what do you bring to us today in the world of Weinstein?
I had a busy day starting at 5 o'clock before 5, 4:45 this morning. My friend and I were at the ocean. The sun came up. We were playing, and this is learning songs and doing laughter, singing. It was wonderful. And then it was a women who are all studying the new human, which is became the world war. It just brought some joy. I've never been that great before. And authentic. You know, and it turned out good. This person was supposed to give me money, and they ended up doing it. You know, after it's just I'm kind of loving life. It's precious, and just want to be so these little pieces and able to put together, and having great teachers. And some of the promises I made, wanting to create space for people who have obesity problems, because there's really no place that they can go. Like there's places for people that have problems, but this one is that, you know, will embrace people like and help all come back to where they're feeling good about themselves. And we're looking at the drugs of choice that we all have, and mine has been to be able to go to sleep, you know, to withdraw from what's happening, which I just said are just real funny now, but I have a good reason, right? But yeah, we just don't know how long we're going to be on this planet, and it's exciting something to right? That's a great feeling.
That was actually a topic that yesterday, that the whole idea of having for being here. What is your purpose in what drives you? I know there's a group that we listen in on almost daily basis. So it's Monday, Friday. There's a group that has I guess you can call it a show. I don't know if show's the right word exactly, but it's called the Daily Huddle, and that is something that's fun to on the topic today. Central a topic of some sort for maybe 10 to 12 minutes. Whether you participate or just listen in, either way is totally. What would you like to do?
I'm just going to share with Elle's introduction before we die world. Show style 20 time years. Spouse so you all have a chance to go grab that video. And I just wanted to kind of get that teaser going. Where did that conversation go from there? So when you have 30 minutes, go grab it and enjoy. It's very worth your while, right, Emily? Emily's not normally awake too much in the morning. I think she was live and perky and ready to run a marathon after Sue got done.
Well, I guess the point of that, Kurt, is we all have different platforms that we can share happiness, positive, and show that we care about not only the people that are in our immediate circle, but we can care about people in our outer circle as well. And you know, the reach of that alone can be huge as long as we're willing to share.
And then Emily came up on the coattails of Anna Maria, and then Debbie. Why do you keep coming back into this stuff that we
Keep coming back. Do you understand? And you're always and at you. My daughter a safe for her. Oh, story for her school that won awards. And you were so validating that there was goodness and purpose in my life that I had to share with other people. And I'm just really proud to, be a part of this family. I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to, growing so much more.
There we go. We're ready for it too, Barbara. Value that you're a part of this. Great when you're able to connect with us here on the World of Ability show. You are definitely a core part of our team. So Debbie, I want to pick your brain and kind of thrust into your heart a little bit more. You know, I think of the last few years that we've known each other, Debbie, you know, it was slow going in terms of you figuring out what you're doing. And we had Emily always inviting you to.
But I'm, yeah, not the techie person, learning. And yeah, I guess one of the silver linings from it is that we learned, at least some of us had to learn a lot of things about that and technology that we had not learned. Obviously, Sue and Emily and you were well ahead of me. I have no clue about podcasting. Personally, so I just hop on here and I can learn. I mean, I don't have to learn a lot. I can just, I'll talk and you need me to talk, and other people find that social is a great benefit for their family and their business safe. So.
Yep, like quality family here. And so John, I've got a business proposal to you that comes to you. Are you ready for such a thing, Santa Papa John?
Let's hear it.
Of Global Ability Fest. And, you know, I say the commercial honing into Disney World down there in Florida, experimental prototype community of tomorrow. And I say my commercial for all this disruption, ability huddle segments, showing you the intro for, and I kind of think on this magnitude that when we're on this social enterprise, a magnificent, majestic way to do it. And when I look at you, John, like you said when you were on with Barry Shore, you shared with him that you've got a lot of work done as a truck driver. So I am picturing you going down interstates with Are You Santa approved experience, red go in that trailer of the 18-wheeler. I used to be in logistics, John. I worked for Food Ingredients Incorporated out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. And I worked with truck drivers to get food ingredients all around the world. And then I moved to technology. So I share with people I love marketing through technology and events. And so Mike is partner and all these things. So I've been on a lot of technology events and expos, and they've done this. They've set up their trailer of their tractor trailer, their truck 18-wheeler with, you go into the thing and they have like a set up environment to teach you all of the latest and greatest in technology. So what I'm looking at, John, is this is my vision dream. To see if you'd want to do this with me, John, get you set up with an 18-wheeler where you're going down the road with that wrap. Are You Santa approved, and we get you going injury group, and we work together with United Spinal. And 15 is we had the ADA Legacy Tour bus. So that was a bus, not an 18-wheeler, but there too is another example about how you can put on the road an out-of-the-box experience. You know, and you talk about, you think outside of the gift box, you know, but Mark, can you share with us a little bit of your reminiscing to the ADA Legacy Tour bus? I'm pretty sure you did get the video ADA Legacy Tour bus, or am I remember, did you visit that?
Yeah, I visited briefly. Well, it's, I kind of mainly remember the sincerity of the people. I guess those were my two biggest memories. And, I didn't see anybody necessarily negative like you had in protests, currently around. Yeah. It wasn't sincerity, yeah. Some good ideas that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah, the ADA Legacy Tour bus was coordinated by a gentleman out of Atlanta, Georgia, the Shepherd Center there. He was the director there, and so it basically just took the bull by the horns and helped wrangle up this thing that we know as the ADA Legacy Project. And he teamed up with out of Texas, who is a nationally and since internationally known photographer that had captured a lot of photos 6 years ago. That's why the importance of what we do is every day we do the to do that with you do the honors and share everybody your review of what we're celebrating today.
And give me just 1 second. I actually pulling up your talk about the bus. This is what that bus was, the Road to Freedom. I actually
wait, who are those two? of people in front of the bus.
Who are those two crazy kids? I don't know.
Wow.
So that actually was what toured around the country.
Oh,
That was worth sharing to give the visual of what the heck is this thing you're talking about.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job with it. They're hoping to bring it back someday. It's just a, you know, like John was talking about, there's a lot of logistics to it. But when the nation can get organized again and get back to where we were in 2014, 2015, I'm going to see the ADA Legacy tour bus once again. But Mark, what are the notations of today?
Oh, well,
Hey,
I guess
what are all the highlights or?
Right.
P fashion, Kathy Weaver fashion, we get Emily to take a photo during shakedown, and I've been talking about we got to start doing that at World Ability. So if everybody's agreeable, I think we're going to get Emily on here as our resident paparazzi, and see if we can and get a screenshot here to kind of show this crew that we've been doing the show with. That if anybody else joins us, we'll just do another one, but typically it happens on the shakedown right after Mark does his, well, then there's community announcements, but we'll mix up the order today. All right, Emily, it's all yours. Photo time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're good.
There we go. So, all right, Sue, where do we take it from here? We got quite a amount.
Fundraiser that Project Die Hard has each year is the, and this is the first are doing a virtual can as well. And with that, there are some head-to-head competitions, like you were saying. So fill the can. There are actually physical cans in locations around Paducah, Kentucky, and where the forward operating base Rush is located, which is in Makanda, Illinois. And there's a building there. There's a 10,000 square foot building on 28 out of 20 where the first forward operating base is located. The plan there is to remodel the entire. So far, part of it's been done. The kitchen's been done. There's a gathering space. Actually, the kitchen has been through all of its inspections. It's approved. It is ready to go for activities, events, what not to be taking place there at that location. So if you're anywhere near that area of Makanda, Illinois, and are looking for a space to meet, to do whatever needs to be doing, consider that as the great location, because that is there and available. Is Project Die Hard. It is there. It is in existence of the suicide problem that we have in our country. But that is a resource, a place. It is so that fundraiser that is taking place through the virtual cans. By the way, they're like world of we are with Diva. Live creatively. We are in place for the fundraiser from Memorial Day through and there are many head-to-head challenges taking place. You are welcome to donate if you would like to. You also would graciously be accepting all sorts of prayers for support for you and your family. They are in the very near future, and the only way that happens is looking for volunteers, whether it's a few minutes a month, a few hours a month, whatever it could possibly be. But through volunteers and through money. It's just being practical and real here that to accomplish the things that need to be done, it does take that. So that's where we do not want to be the best kept secret. We want people everywhere Project Die Hard is. And if it is not in a location near you yet, that's part of the mission too, is to spread and to be having locations all over the country. So we are in the process of getting that thing. It's been going for a while. Brian is the organization, and that man is wearing too many hats. He's doing it all. And we are here to help and get people doing what this organization is all about. And yes, they are doing a live kick that actually, I think the live on location just had lots of people that came through. Feel free to reach out. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. We do every Monday night at 6 Central. There is a podcast that we do called Mission Update. So everything that's been going past week, it's Memorial Day on this next Monday. There's still going to be a Mission Monday. Kurt and I always are
all these people step lives. So Emily, come on a little do right now, May 25th, 2024.
Uh, uh, meant through this whole process. Um, and looking forward to the future. And let's just
Laid at soldiers are simply hopefully not in the rain, but it's a great time of um, celebrating, but thinking, being remembering those that have given everything for our freedom, because obviously freedoms are not free, and they have been paid for some very high, with a very high cost, and so a lot of us have had family members in my hometown. My great uncle has a flag in our park, which is just representing all of the families that have had soldiers there. So it's I think there'll be a lot of family time here. One of my sons is in the service right now. and we'll get to see him. So it's a great time to.
Fantastic. Enjoy the Papa John.
Well, I got some marketing to do. I get off garden, actually mow the grass. Yard work and a little bit of, helping mom.
But I'll buy a few flowers and a couple native plants. Put around my house. In the ball game, catch 500. And I usually go down to Veterans Park there. They have just brief but then they have the presentation for Memorial Day, and the people in the surrounding area were in the wars, the service. First, those who lost their lives served, and then some of the deceased members of the area who were in the service, not necessarily died, abroad, but they passed away. Maybe their life was combat injuries. They were parties.
Okay. Wow. You really have good plans there. So enjoy your weekend. So Barbara, we're going to do a sound check out to you. If you're able to come back in here, we're looking for a little bit of Imps and Gander and the Glamour Weinstein. What it looks like between now and Tuesday morning. What you got stacked up for the next few days? Barbara.
And let's see if I can get myself back here. You can hear me.
Yep, we hear you. Sound check out there.
Okay, that's good. Okay. I'm determined to face so many of my fears with phone calls, people who are lawyer kinds and counters and people like that. But more
We can't forget that. Shake it down, and there's a Zoom link if you want to join us live on just like this. It's easy, it's fun. 15 minutes of music in motion. Followed by Mark's what's going on today. He's so have a different background every day, but literally celebrate, so we know what's all going on. Then that's every day at 12 o'clock noon. We have on Monday. Monday is a big day for our ski club. It is the 40th anniversary season for Milwaukee Lake Water Ski Club, and our first show of the year today. And do you know who it is? Actually, some of you guys in this room, Barbie. So get ready to wear pink.
Shirt up in pink.
Like a light blue for the guys. I was kind of surprised. I was assuming we were going to do pink all around, but they get to wear blue. Actually, you got more of a greenish teal, but if you can lighten it up to that color of the world behind Emily's head there, it's that kind of a shade of blue. It's really pretty.
For the junior show, though, the pre-show, my pink shirts. I thought
Maybe.
exactly.
I was not privileged to that part of it. I don't know. So yeah, pre-show starts at 5 o'clock on this day, and our daughter Alana, show director for the pre-show. Some other friends that are the show directors for the main show, as she is a skier. I think she's skiing in like 4 different things. Actually, break time. She is basing her shoulders, takes off, and is the bottom on skis while on her. She even had me in the gym the other day. So what the heck? How is this happening?
That's crazy.
It is. It's awesome. So we've got a big fun.
Mom, she says, "Okay, Mom, climb up on top." She goes, "Wait."
No, that is the rule on the water. When in doubt, dump the chick. So if you're a patient, you're in trouble. See ya.
I think you should definitely have a couple of extra pictures for that. So the view.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll make sure to get some pictures so we can have that in our background too. It's gonna be summer. So we do shows every Thursday night, all summer long. So if you are in the area, just blanket or something to sit on, and actually they have a really good show. There's even a song where all of the Kens come and dance, and it is so you have to catch that at some point. Oh my gosh. So that's our weekend. I gotta add one more thing. Alana, if you didn't know, just got her permit today. So we'll be doing little pockets of time here where she's gonna be behind the wheel. I gotta get used to that.
Confident, take her to the parking lot, Kurt. You know this. Take her to the big parking lot. Tell her not to write into the ability to start before on the
Yep. From there we go to 41, and we just right.
Oh, you're way up.
Yeah, we actually do have a friend who is blind, and he told us a story about he's got another buddy who actually did take him out onto a and let our friend who's blind drive away. Quite a story.
Well, they did it in the movies, so why not get in real time, right?
Yeah, exactly,
You
right.
did it.
You got a
I
good
wasn't sure.
co-pilot, and you don't have a in the back seat. It'll be fine.
There you go. All right, Emily, we left you with 2 minutes to give us your 2-minute nugget. So give us a little insight what you got in store for yourself now until Tuesday morning. And any last words? And if you want anything more, if you're going to take us on out of here, because we're in the including 2 minutes. It's all yours, Emily. Take it away.
Well, probably enjoying the nice weather and possibly making it out to which is this weekend. And nothing. I just wanted to thank everybody joining us today, and remind everybody that we are here every Saturday at 1 o'clock Central. So back. And thank you to Marcus Hart, thanks from Media, Zach Clayton, Back Channel, Lawrence Wingate Studios, and the Disability Channel for their support of network, their shows, and so on. The moment. Back to you.
That's it. That's a wrap. We'll see you back here next Saturday and all throughout the week with our